What up, y'all? T-Skip here, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I want to go over systems and features from past expansions. So when new expansions come around, we tend to forget about the systems and features from the previous expansions. So in this video, I'm going to go over at least one, with the exception to two in one of the expansions, of different systems and features, excluding Classic, BC, and Kata. The rest of them I'll at least have one in. And basically there'll be systems or features that will either have a lot of rewards tied to them, like mounts, transmogs, pets, toys, etc., or they'll have some kind of daily, weekly use to them, or occasionally good use. I'll also have everything in the description. There'll be all the timestamps as usual, and I'll have the parentheses next to each one, so it'll let you know if it's the Wrath expansion or Legion expansion, whichever one. And also I'll have a ton of resources down below, different links to Wowhead Guides. So if there's anything I talk about and you'd like to know more info on, or you'd like to see more, like the transmog or mounts or whatever, everything will be listed down there. And if there is anything else that you need help with, just ask. But with all that said, let's go ahead and get into the video. Right, so for the first system or feature I want to talk about is from the Wrath expansion, and it is the Argent Tournament ground. So it is up here in Ice Crown, and it is located at 6922. So it is actually this whole area out here, and it's more of a daily hub, honestly, but there are so many mounts, transmogs, toys, pets, just there's tons of stuff that is associated to here. So when we first get out here, if you're max level, I would highly recommend going into here and looking for trivial quests. So if you click this on, that'll actually allow you to see quests that you've already max leveled or out in. So if you've never been here before at all, the first thing you'll do is come right here, exactly where I am at 6922, and you will talk to this person right here, Justicar Trueheart, and she will lead you on the path to open up the daily quest for your factions. So if we go over here, I just wanted to show a couple of the rewards you can get, because there is quite a few things out here to do. Some of the rewards we will come right here. See, here's a tavern that could teleport you out here. There's a toy, there's the regular old mount. There's a lot of the heirlooms in here if you don't have those. I went over this one in my helpful companion pet video, but I quickly mentioned when you do this quest line while you're out here, you'll get a Argent Squire that you can summon, and if you buy this right here and use it with your Argent Squire, that companion pet now becomes able to be a mailbox, open your bank, or be a vendor every, I think, 4 hours. So it makes your companion pet actually very useful. But as you can see, you'll see these daily quests out here, which will take you a little bit to get to this point, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But it's these right here that you're after, champion seals. So basically it's a big old daily hub, I would say. So if we run over here, oh, that's champion pieces. So there's a ton of stuff you can do out here to get these champion seals. But now we're gonna move over to your faction. Now, another thing I will mention out here is it's gonna be separate. So you'll have the Alliance faction and the Horde faction. So if you want to get like all the mounts and stuff like that on both, you'll have to do this on both factions. So as you can see right here, this will be the Alliance side. So we will go into here. As you can see, you know, we're going Iron Forge, all that there. And when I go in here, this is where you'll end up starting. So if you've never been here before at all, Trueheart will give you the quest to come over here, and you will have to start your dailies here doing your own faction. But once you get up high enough rank and you're able to become champion, all this stuff will start opening, and you can open up more vendors. So for me right now, I'm a gnome. This would be where I started. But as you can see, I can get a tabard, a toy. There's a bunch of these older skin mounts. There's this one right here. There's a bunch of transmogs that are associated with it. Let's see, can we go over? Yeah, just more transmogs. But as soon as you get this up far enough, then you'll be able to open up some of the other factions. So then you'll be able to make or get more mounts. That was a pet. Another side note is the pets that you can buy here, you can actually cage and sell. So that could be a way to make gold. But as you can see, well, there's that one as well. And if we come over here, well, you can see these pets too. There's a little lamb. But as you can see right here, I don't have this open. And it's because I haven't got the champion up enough for one of the factions to actually choose it. Now, the reason I do have all the mounts for both of these factions is because I did this double time on another character. As you can see, I can go back here. You can barely see the quest, but then I could choose to be a champion for it. But I've actually already unlocked those because while I was doing this on the mage, I was also doing this on a hunter. So I was kind of doing it back and forth, back and forth. And there's also another vendor over here. That one's got a pretty neat transmog tabard. It's just those. There's that one. Another pet. So there is a ton of stuff you can get out here. I'll link a guide in the description if you want to read over it. But a lot of it has to do with jousting too. So if we go back in here, you'll have it in your bag. But if I mouse over it, see, I can grab well, sorry for that noise, but right there, the Alliance Jousting. Once I put it on, you can see it right there. And then you'll jump on one of these mounts. Now, there is a few other things you can grab out here. So if we go over here, you can see, come on now. You see with these vanquishers and, well, here we go. There's transmogs, so if you want to buy those, they're out here. And then something a little bit more simpler to talk about. See, here's the horde side. So if you come out here on the horde, you can get in here. I think I can go in here. Yeah, I can. So you'll see it'll be, well, never mind. But there's the mounts for the horde right here. I'll at least just show those. So you can see the wolf, the blood elf, the trolls, undead, all those right there. But the other thing I wanted to show is there's some other vendors you might want to just look at, but just a small thing to talk about is over here will be a shirt vendor. So if you like to grab a couple of these shirts just for transmog's sake, they're there. But as you can see, there's somebody right there doing one of the jousting events for it. So it's actually a pretty cool daily thing. I just wanted to mention this because there's so many rewards tied to it. So if you're an R mount collector or going for certain, mount achievements, this is a very good place to start. So that'll be the one for the Wrath expansion. I'm actually going to skip Kata, and the next one I want to talk about is in the Mist expansion. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so for the next system I wanted to talk about, we are in the Mist of Pandaria expansion in the Valley of the Four Winds at 5148, and we are going to be talking about the Tillers. So the Tillers is basically a little farming area that you can come to daily to collect different, ore and herbs, whatever you want to plant for different reasons. I'll go over what I use it for and why I always thought it was really good here in a second. But basically what all it is when you first come out here, this will all be covered up by rocks and all this, and there'll be an NPC here that you'll follow his quest line, and it'll take about a week, and then he'll give you the farm, and the whole farm will be yours. So as you can see, all these back here I planted, and I can pick these and they'll all have ore. These I just took up, but when you take them up, there'll be different things like a plant you had to pull out, or just certain things. Like as you can see, this one has a little smoke coming out. It means there's something in it, and I can shoot it. So once you get it up to where I am, you'll see that all this needs to be plowed. So I have a plow here. I'll go ahead and push that. And now it's plowed all those. At the beginning stages, you'll have to dig it and do it one by one. But once you're later, you'll be able to use this. And you can plow that. And then once you get up higher for irrigation, you can click this and that'll water everything. And then sometimes you'll have bugs and you can push this repeller and it can zap everything. Now you can go flying around and do this for ore and all that kind of stuff if you like. I always just thought this is a super simple way to do this daily for different things. And as you see right there, I have bought this bag of snake root, and what comes in this one is ghost iron ore, white trillium ore, and black trillium ore. And it's at the beginning stages you'll have to do one by one, but once you get later, you can buy this bag, sit here, throw them, boom, now they're all planted, and boom, now they're all planted. Now you can see that right there, that means they're dehydrated water. There's a lot of them. So I can click this and now they're watered. Something like this, I gotta sit there and pull it. So you'll have to do a little bit of work to them, but that's pretty much it. And tomorrow after reset, they'll all look just like this. Now, why do I do this? I did it for a long time because I am an engineer on this class, and I didn't always want to come out and farm all this, and I didn't want to buy it on the auction house. I wanted an easy way to do it. So if you are an engineer, you can make these right here, which is a daily cooldown. So if I go to mining, you can see ghost iron ore. I can make ghost iron ore. I can smelt beryllium, all this in here. And once I have that, I can make this. And after 30 days, I can make the sky golem chopper. So this one, if you don't have it, you can either just learn it or you can sell these on the auction house. So it'll vary by whichever server you're on. Now you will also need living steel. And the reason I like using the snake root seed is the ghost iron I can keep just to make this. These right here, the white beryllium and the black beryllium, that's what I use to make, or for my alchemist. And your alchemist can learn this. So pretty much you could fund yourself, do this every single day for 30 days and just keep sending it over here and you'll always have it. And that's why you can make this. Then there's also a chant to give yourself a glider. I mean, there's all kinds of certain different things. And once you have this all set up and ready to go, and it's been about a week or so, we'll come over here and talk to this guy. And here is all the seeds you can plant in there. Now, there's probably tons of different things you can use these for. I don't know all of them. So you could probably use it for whatever profession you want. This is just what I use to make the sky golem. So use it however you want. Plus, you'll be leveling up. And here is the quartermaster, which will give you mounts, toys, let's see, what is that, a tabard, just all kinds of certain things in here if you'd want them. So this might not be the most exciting thing, but I can tell you I was running a bunch of alts doing this, and I always just thought it was so simple. Sit here, collect all these, send them over to my main, then I could sit here and keep doing this to make the sky golem. I'm sure there's different things you can use it for, but at least you know about the Tiller's farm now. So that wraps up the one I wanted to talk about for Mist. Now we're going to go on to everybody's favorite expansion, Warlords of Draenor. Next up on the list will be the Garrison. And yes, I know a lot of people didn't like the Garrison, but there are a few good things that I like to talk about on the Garrison that can help people out, especially if you're just kind of low-key farming stuff or trying to get a little bit of gold here, a little bit of gold here. And I like to go over a couple of things here. So first off, I'll talk about the mission table. Now there's 3 things that can come from the mission table that are still worth it. One is the Grondling. It'd be this pet or this mount right here. It doesn't sell for a ton. I think it sells for like 3K, at least on my server. I don't know how yours would be. but that's where that guy comes from. The other two things, if you have it built up, is the reputation token. That could sell pretty good, and one for Garrison resources. I think it's like 2,000 Garrison resources. That's a good one that you could sell on the auction house. So that can make you a little bit of gold. Now to keep going with the other stuff that I recommend. If you do keep going with the mission table, you can get this NPC in your garrison. It's the black market auction house. You won't be able to make bids on it. So there's that part. I did go over something for my engineering video that you can actually summon a black market auction house person, but this one, it literally just lets you see. So maybe you're just trying to find a certain thing on the black market auction house. You can just use your Garrison Hearthstone and check it, but you'll have to build up your mission table, and that's really up to you if you want to do that. The resources are passive, which is a good thing. I did like that part, but that really wraps it up for the mission table as of now. So the other things I wanted to talk about is the crafting stuff. I'm on my inscriptionist. Oh, and there's also this. If you build up whatever this layout is called, but it'll give you your bank and your guild bank and all that kind of stuff. But the one thing I use it for, at least on my inscriptionist, it's really up to you if you want to do this. It's like gambling. But if you didn't know about the cards of omen, basically what these are, if you have an inscriptionist, you can open up your garrison herbs, and all these right here, see, I made them all the same. And once you have all these, they'll also come with seeds that you can put in here, and they'll make more herbs. You'll mill those down, and what they'll mill out to is this right here, this pigment. And you'll also need light parchment. That is like 20 copper, I think. And once you do, you can come to this guy right here, make war paint. So I'll put all those in there to make war paint. And then we will go to here for the Draenor. And where are you? Cards of Omen. And we'll craft those. It makes 10 of them. And basically what this is a gambling system. So as you can see right here, this one only sells for 1 copper. Let's click another one. This one sells for 1 gold. Let's click another one. That's another copper. Another one. This one sells for 10 gold. So it can be, the bottom tier is obviously 1 copper, and the top tier is 6,000 gold. So it's really a gambling system of if it's worth it to you or not. I honestly don't think it's bad as a passive thing. So you could come in here on like reset day, get all the herbs up, fill up this work order, and then just don't come back here until, you know, Friday or Thursday, whichever one, and then redo it again. And then like every Monday or Sunday, you can just open all these cards. I do know they have add-ons that if you do like doing this, it'll keep track of everything while you're opening them, and you can actually see if it's worth, you know, the trade-off of buying the parchment, which I don't think it's bad at all, but it's really up to you if you want to do that. There's also engineering that can make the goblin gliders. There's something else they can make, I can't remember. And then a lot of the old like tailoring and leatherworking, you can make transmog that sells in the auction house. So there is still gold to be made in here. Now the main reason I still keep mine, or the main reason I still use it all the time, one, I know the target dummies really aren't the greatest because they're so low level, but if I'm just working on my rotation or stuff, I do like being by myself doing it. But the main reason I have it on all my characters is this right here. This will take you back to Asheron, which will take you right back to your main city, Mage Tower. So it's just an extra portal on classes that I don't have. See, if I hover over here, you can see I got my main, my Garrison, and my Dalaran. So I at least can port around. Now the other thing I really wanted to talk about is if you're really bored, got nothing to do, got Netflix on or whatever, if you get to a level 3 Garrison, this fishing right here can give you 2 very elusive or exclusive turtles. So if we go back here and I type in our turtle, let's see, right here, you can get the riding turtle, which this is actually where I got mine from. It was from fishing in the Garrison pond. And this guy actually is a TCG mount. So the only other way to get this is either the black market auction house, the auction house, or from the trading card game. So this is really the best shot of getting this. And then the other turtle is you can get the sea turtle. Now, I actually got this one from fishing in Northrend, but it's still a pain to get. It took me a very long time. And the fact is, you can get this one and this one from your Garrison. Is very cool. I just think that's like when you're really bored, this is a great place to just try and get. So that's the reason I wanted to talk about the Garrison, is there is still some good stuff to it. The portal is the biggest one I really use, but I just wanted to talk about the other stuff. So that wraps up the WOD portion. Now I'm going to go on to the Legion section. So for the Legion, I wanted to talk about the class order halls. And if you've never done any of the class order halls, I highly recommend you doing them. As at least for me, they're some of the best quest lines. It has a lot to do with lore, and they're just awesome for your actual class in the game. So if you've never done them before, it'll start by going to the Broken Isles of Dalaran. And as soon as you get there, just start walking around and something will happen. An NPC will come find you or whatever, and it'll have a quest. Just pick it up, follow it, and it'll eventually take you to your class order hall. So right now I'm on the Warlock, and you can see this is the Warlock's class order hall. And when you do these, you'll actually unlock a whole bunch of really cool weapon transmogs. You will unlock your class mounts, and you'll unlock pretty much a dumbed down version of the Mist of Pandaria challenge mode armor set. So I'll go ahead and start with the mounts. Now the mounts are different class by class. Like for the Warlock, I got the steeds, the Wrath steeds. Shamans get like a tornado. Hunters get wolfhawks. Like they're all different. And some are different than others, as for some reason shamans like only certain colors go for certain specs, where like the Warlock, I can use any of them. So each of the class mounts will have a special animation too, and they all fly, so you don't have to worry about that. So I'll show you these. The first one to get right here is the green one. Here's a red one, or orange, and here's the purple one. You can get them from different areas, and there's some that are secret. I just recommend looking them up if you're trying to find any of them, but your first one will definitely be free. And then I think that some of the other classes you can just buy them while you're in there. They all come from different places. So the next thing I'll show off, every order hall has this whole setup. Your class order halls are going to be different for everybody, but the general rule will be the same with the mounts, weapon mog, and your armor appearance. So this will be where the Warlock one is, and I actually bought it earlier, but if you come in here, this is where a customization for your demonic tyrant for demonology was from. I bought it, it was for 5k, but I'll show you the mog you can get from in here. I don't know how it's gonna look on a Draenei, but that's pretty much it right there. Let's see if we can take the weapon away, so you can think about what it look like on your class. But that's the one for Warlock. And then I'll also show you this. Your order hall will have a mission table like your Garrison, but it's not gonna have, I don't know, maybe to you it'll have some good stuff. But this one, it has the polished pet charms. It has the blood of Sargeras for crafting. But the other thing, other than the polished pet charms, I could see maybe your rep tokens, because these are bind on account, so you could just run these and send them to your mains, because once you max out this rep, it does have the overflow bag, whatever it is, and there's mounts for each one of the zones. So there's that. So we looked at that, the class mounts. Now I'll show you about the weapon mog. Now when you want to actually look at it in game, you'll have to equip your artifact weapon. So if it's something you're trying to all the time, I recommend just throwing whatever spec you really use just in here, so when you're up here. See, if I didn't, like if I take it off right now, I can run up to the altar, but see, it won't let me look at it. So you have to have this equipped. And then when you click on it, this will pop up, but this doesn't matter, it's turned off. What you're looking at is the appearances. So you'll see that all these appearances can be unlocked. And if you look over here, it should tell you where they come from, like the balance of power. They've changed this, so if you do the balance of power, it should unlock on all your characters. But the other parts you'll have to do, just read them and it'll tell you where they come from. This is the only one. The second one from the bottom is the only one you won't be able to get, because that was tied to the Legion Mage Tower, which that got turned off after Legion. But the rest of them, like the hidden ones, the balance of power, all the other ones, PvP, they're all available. So if it's something you're after, I would definitely recommend, because at least to me, I think the artifact weapons are some of the coolest appearances in the game. All right, so that wraps up Legion. Now let's head on over to BFA. All right, so now we're in the BFA expansion, and I'm gonna cheat here and do 2 of them because they're literally side by side, and you can just do them as you wish, whichever ones you want. We were gonna be talking about Warfronts and Island Expeditions, and both of these can give you a ton of stuff. You can get mounts, transmogs, battle pets, just a bunch of mess, heirlooms, and from the Island Expeditions, pretty much all of it can be sold except for the mounts. So first we'll start off with the Warfronts, and for the Warfronts, I'm in Bralis. I'm at 6625 for Alliance, and if you are Horde, you're gonna come to Zandalar, and it is whoops, keep hitting the wrong one. Zandalar is gonna be right here. At the corner down there below at 4662 and Zandalar. So basically we're going to run over here to the mission table, and you'll see it right here. This will be another one. Let's go ahead and kick on the trivial quest. Boom. So see that little, I guess, major quest icon. If you click on these, you'll see it gives you the Warfront equipment cache. Now this is where you're going to get the good transmog. So right now I'm going to put up a couple on the screen so you can see, and I'm also going to link the full sets below so you can see. The thing is with the Warfronts is there's different stages. So you're going to start with the lower and move all the way up, and pretty much these right here, the major quests, will give you the good ones. So if we come back, now you'll see right here when I click on it, the battle for Stormguard is up and running, and the battle for Darkshore is on patrol. So the patrol means this portal over here. So if I go through this, it's going to put me at Darkshore, which there's actually a ton of rares, mounts, and stuff out there if you want to go over that, but I'd save that for a different video. Over here, you click join the battle, and reward for winning, you get the caches. So if you see what I'm wearing right now, this is pretty much the end one, the last phase. But if I click and open this, you can see, I don't know why they didn't put these in stages, but there's Warfront. As you can see, this is not the same. This is actually the stage 2. So this is the stage 3, this is the stage 2. So you're really gonna want these quests for the big transmog, and then just run it if you want the other ones. Also, when you running these, you're gonna get these right here, the Legion service medals. So I think it's different for the Horde too. But once you get these medals, there'll be an NPC. The one for Alliance is just right over here. You'll see her right here, Provisioner Stout Forge, and you'll see it does. She does offer the 10 minutes or 10% increase the stats and leveling, but the thing is, it only requires 49 and below. So if you are a first character, this would really help. But there is like different transmogs, capes, there's toys on here, there's heirlooms you can get. Click the next page, there is 3 mounts you can get. There's one, and there's one. There's a ring that can teleport you here. So that's pretty much it for the Warfronts. If you want the transmog, which some of these are actually pretty cool, like I said, I'll link the transmogs in the description, and you can see the one for Stormguard and then the one for Darkshore, which they both look pretty cool. Oh, and I can pop this up too. See, this is the one for Stormguard, and if I click right here, there's the other one, but that's not the full set. It's like the first one. But there you go, that's those. Now, if we go just down a little bit, you'll see here's the table. And this table is for the island expeditions. Now, this is pretty much just a go in, kill everything type of deal. But this one, and you can see, I've heard people like to level in here. You can do it at lower level if you want to. But also, there are a ton and ton of transmogs, pets, mounts, all that come from in here. So also, I will be linking a page for this one below, so you can see everything that's in there and if it's worth doing. So all you'll do is click it. You'll choose whichever one you want. You can, oh well, that one you need crew. This one you can do heroic, find crew, or you could, I think you can run it solo if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, let's see here. I like private tour. Yeah, that's right here. So you'll click these if you just want to run it by yourself, or you can do it with the crew. When you're running these, you're going to get seafaring, what are they called? Seafaring doublings. And these are what you're going to use. You will get a ton of drops in there, trust me. They just drop randomly at the end of it. And if you collect these, you can actually buy, see, here's a companion, here's a mount, there's toys you can use, there's the seagull. But if you collect all those and still you're not getting drops from running those, if you click this guy, you can see the bags that he has are for the expeditions that drop, or have everything that can drop in the expedition is inside these boxes. So you can spin the sea doublings on these, and hopefully you'll get something from these boxes that drop. Now the ones right here are for what's running for the week. So this one will be those right there, and then there's the venture just with some random stuff in it. But like I said, I will put the page below that you can look more into it and see more on the rewards. This is just something simple. If you got nothing much else to do, there's plenty of stuff you can earn running these. So that'll be the one I have for BFA. Now let's move on to Shadowlands. Right, so now we are in Shadowlands, and Shadowlands actually had quite a few systems in it, but trying to stick with just one per expansion for this video, I'm just going to stick with Covenant. So if you didn't play Shadowlands at all, what happened is when you get here and start the quest line, you chose a Covenant that you joined with. If we open up the map, you'll see there's 4 different ones right here: Bassin, Maldraxxon, Ardenweald, and Revendreth. And once you join the Covenant, you could keep expanding inside it, like pretty much your base, and you could get mounts, transmogs, just a ton of stuff. And if we open this up, I'll show you the transmog. So say this is Revendreth right here. That's what you get from completing the campaign. And as you can see, the more different things you get would change the appearance. So that's Revendreth. This is Ardenweald. This is Maldraxxon. And this is Bassin. So there's different mogs for every different armor class. So this is the plate. There's a mail, a cloth, and a leather for each different one. And I will be linking a little guide and everything below. It'll be tons of guides underneath. You can click on whichever one you want for whatever expansion, but it'll go over everything, because honestly the Covenants can be very convoluted. There's a lot going on with some of them. But what I wanted to show in this video, I did show in the Pepe video I made, but since this one has to do with Covenants, I'm going to show you a quick, easy way to get a bunch of the stuff if you really don't want to go and farm it or anything. So I'm on the Warrior, and I didn't play the Warrior in Shadowlands. So if you come to where I am, when you come to Oribos and come to the top stairs, you're going to come to where the Flight Master is at 5970. and you're gonna see this NPC, Old Dara. Click them and you will see right here that they sell this item right here, the broker mark. What you'll do is buy 4 of these, so it'll cost 2k gold. And so we'll open these up, and as you can see right now, it shows the Dragon Isles, but you have to join a covenant to actually see the rewards track. So you'll keep doing the campaign to get farther in this. This is just a super easy, quick way to go ahead and get the ball rolling on them. So what we're gonna do is come back to the main hub right here. This is where you start the whole thing. So I'm guessing it must have put me in the Arden Wild, but what you do, so since it already thinks I'm in the Arden Wild, I am going to use one of these. So I'll use it. Boom. Now I'm renowned 60. And you can see all these items I just got. So I got the Transmog Collection, which is that. Let's see, when summoned. Oh, that's a Pepe one. Don't care about that. And then there's a mount. So we got that one. We got the Renown 60 over here. To get more of this, you just have to keep doing the campaigns. Yes, this one will be a very big grind if you want to get everything from all of these. But if we want to do it super quick, now we'll run over here. I want to join this one, so I'm sure. So boom. Now I've joined this covenant. And now we are going to do the same thing and use this mark. Boom, 60. And give it a second. Boom. All of this is gone here. So now let's look. Now I have this mount. I have this mount. That's a Pepe one. And, well, I guess there's no shoulders, but it's more like a Greek style. This is a super easy way to get these. So let's jump over here to this one. Now, you know what? Let's go ahead and join you now. So I've joined that one, and we will use the next mark. There you are. And there we go. So now we got that. That is a Pepe one. Here is another Transmog. And some of these aren't showing because I've already got them. But you'll get mounts and all that too. Then we jump back over here. I'm sure. And now we will use the last mark. Wherever you went, there you are. And there we go. So there's that mog. And these are the different mogs. These aren't the like big ones. You have to do the campaign for that. There's a Pepe. There's a mount. Those are just the Legos. You get that mount. That was from Jackson behind us. So you'll get all those, and those are the super easy ways. Now, to actually keep going and get more of those good ones, like the good transmog and more mounts and all, you're gonna have to do the campaign. And once you get there, each of these have different things to do. Like this one right here, Maldraxxin has you like building abominations. This one has like parties you throw. This one has a seed area where you're growing seeds, and this one has like a gladiator style. So honestly, I'm gonna post, like I said, below kind of a quick guide or what I can, just an overview of the covenants. But yeah, this one right here, if you really want something to sink your teeth in, there's a lot going on here, and they really didn't nerf it down much. So I quickly jumped on the main that I played during Shadowlands just to quickly show off what one of the covenant looks like. I'm on my hunter that was in Ardenwild, and it seems that the Dragon Isles doesn't change. So there's an NPC that I guess will be in every single covenant, and this is where it is in the Night Fae, which is at 4552, and they are called the Keeper of Renown. So if you click on them, what is my renown, you'll be able to see all the rewards that you can get for leveling up your renown. So the other major thing in doing this is getting Anima. Now, Anima is going to be a big part of doing this if you're wanting to do this on the side or whenever you're bored. But I will show you. Anima comes from pretty much everything. Like you'll see it out here. See right there from killing stuff. from daily quest, all that. So we'll come over here. So you'll see this is the Hearthstone. So each covenant has its own type of Hearthstone, which I don't think I have it on. All right. And then there's mounts you can get, little pets. This is where you can get other bits of the transmog. See, I could show you. This is on the male character, so I could show you this one really quick. Let's go down to. These are the special ones you got from the Renown. And then for the male, there's the male one. That is the Revendreth. There is the Night Fae. There's Necrolord. And there is Kieran. So that's where they all come from. They'll all have different stuff like this. Just tons of stuff that you can buy with anima. It's really big of a grind. And if we'll go outside, I'll show you. There's another one right here where you can buy stuff. There's the garden down there. Once you unlock that, you can get more stuff. Like it's a really big grind. I will say that. But if you got nothing else to do, I guess good luck on getting everything. I know it'll take a while. So this is the last time that they use the mission table. So if we click this one, I honestly haven't been back here for this one since it used to be pretty good for gold. I mean, you can still use it if you'd like, but it's been nerfed really heavily, and you're gonna have to use anima to use it. So let's go back. There we go. There's follower expense. I mean, I don't think there's really much to really go in here, to be honest with you. Let's see, reputation. I guess you can go for those, but that's pretty much it. There's these right here, the runes. I don't know how good they be. It really be up to you if you want to use this. I don't see any point in it, but hey, there's something I could probably be missing. See, there's these right here. You can get anima, and they only cost 10, but you'll get some back. So it's really up to you if you want to do on that. But that's just a really quick overview of the Night Fae one. Like I said, the other ones will be different, but there is a lot to collect. All right, so now let's go on to the Dragonflight. All right, so now we're on to the Dragonflight one, and it's kind of a cheat because it's actually the Mage Tower, and the Mage Tower actually came out in Legion, but at the end of the expansion, they shut it down because you could no longer get the Mage Tower artifact weapons anymore. So you couldn't do it anymore. Well, they brought it back in Dragonflight with new rewards. So I wanted to go over those and give a lot of encouragement on how I completed the achievement. So if we look at it, the Mage Tower is actually located in the Broken Shore on the Broken Isles. So you'll come to, the Broken Isles come down here at 4560. And it's right there inside. You'll talk to that NPC and they will take you in. Now, there's different scenarios for different classes. Some classes share the same. So I know like BM Hunter will share the same encounter as a Disc Priest. So multiple characters can have different ones. Like I think the Elemental Shaman and Fire Mage are the same. I think, or Feral Druid. I don't know. Down below, I'll also be linking a guide on the new Mage Tower. So, if you complete the Mage Tower, what do you get? Well, you get a reskin of the Tomb of Sargeras set. So, as you can see, that is the one I got on the Shadow Priest. And let's see, I'll just show you, like, there's the Raid Finder, normal. There's the Mythic version. And it's pretty much that. And each class has something just like this. And, I'll show, there is an achievement right here. Closing the Eye, the God Queen Fury, blah, blah, blah. A Tour of Towers. So what this achievement is to complete each of the encounters. So there'll be one for each of the DPS, one for the heals, and one for the tanks. Once you complete those, if you beat them all, you will get this right here. And this is the mount that I really went after. So I really like this one. It's the book. They showed it, I want to say, in Shadowlands, but they never came out with it until the Mage Tower. So, oh, and also this is where you get the Fell Bear. So if you play a Guardian Druid, you can get the Hulk Bear with the Fell. in it from here. Now, the reason I really want to talk about this is to try and give encouragement to anyone who thinks they cannot do this. So I got through the DPS ones. Now, obviously, these take a while. Unless you're just really good or really lucky, they can take a good amount of time to learn the mechanics and all that. Now, the one that held me back was the healing one. I'll tell you right now, I'm terrible at healing. And that's the one that held me off for so long. And that is why I want to give encouragement that yes, you can do this. If I can get through the healing one, you definitely can get through any of these. So my recommendations, if you really want to try and do these, and it's on a class that you're not really familiar with, one, look up some guides. Obviously, look up the Wowhead's got some, and look up a couple of videos and all, because the talent changes have changed things up. Two, the older gear is actually stronger than your new stuff, because you get scaled down to, I think, 40 or 60, I'm not sure, but you get scaled down. And I know the Mist of Pandaria item levels are really good. So also the food buffs, the flasks and stuff from back then is actually better. And also what really helped me, at least for the healing, and I'm pretty sure for every other one, is make your talent set up for the encounter. So Mythic Plus and raids really don't matter while you're inside this. You are literally just trying to beat this encounter. So as long as you keep at it, keep learning how it's going, trust me, there were many days where I was just yelling at this thing like, this is BS, like just getting mad. You'll finally get the hang of it, and it'll feel good when you finally knock it out. So just know that if you think you can't, or you think you can't, you definitely can. So that is the last one. I really wanted to give encouragement for the Mage Tower. So let's do an outro, and that'll wrap it up. Alrighty, so that wraps up the systems and features video from past expansion. So I wasn't really sure what to call it, so I just called it systems and features. And I also know there's so many more other things that I could put, but I tried to just limit it to one per expansion. I can always do a part 1 or a part 2 and a part 3 that can give a couple more. I just didn't want this thing to be crazy long. And also, remember to look in the description. I'm going to put a ton of resources, so you'll be able to just click to whatever you want. And also remember, if there's anything you need, just ask away. And if I don't know right offhand, I'll make sure to figure it out, and I'll get back to you. So I appreciate you stopping by, watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving me a like and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you.